Third graders, as you know, I am not at school with you today, but I'm still going to be teaching your Introduction to Fractions lesson. Looking at the pictures on this screen, I want you to think about your current schema surrounding fractions. So what do you already know about fractions? You should have a total of 4 Post-it notes with you at your seat right now. If you don't, now is your time to go and grab 4 Post-it notes. On your very first Post-it note, I want you to list a couple of things that you already know about fractions. If it helps, you can even write "know" at the top of your Post-it. Okie dokie, now look at this vocabulary word splash. So I included all of the vocabulary words that you will know and use by the end of Unit 5. You may already be familiar with some of them, so look them over. And then if you'd like, you can include your knowledge of these different vocabulary words on your "know" Post-it note. Once you have completed writing down all of the things you already know about fractions, pause the video and go stick your Post-it note on the "know" poster. Okay, moving on. Oh, sorry, this is just a repeat, but writing all the things you know already about fractions on this Post-it note and then go and stick it up on the poster. Now, I think that Annie and Moby do such a great job of explaining parts of a whole, which is essentially the basics that have to do with fractions. So I am going to show you that video on my screen. You should be able to hear it. Here we go.
Wait, stop. You're supposed to share with the whole class. Moby, that's not fair. Everyone is supposed to get equal parts of the sandwich. What is a fraction? A fraction tells you the number of parts out of a whole. Not that kind of whole, Moby. Something is whole when it has all of its parts. I love muffins. This whole muffin has 2 equal parts. In a fraction, the number of parts goes under a line. There are 2 parts. You took 1 part of the muffin, and that number goes on top. So this fraction shows you took 1 out of 2 parts. You can also write this as 1/2. What is a half? When you split something in half, you make 2 equal parts. Right, Moby, there are 2 halves in a whole. Half for you and half for me. There are 2 equal pieces, and we each get 1 piece. Sometimes I see a half moon at night. And everyone loves a half day of school. What is a third? We can share this cake between you, me, and Grandpop. We can cut the cake into thirds. That means we divide it into 3 equal pieces. We each get 1 slice. So Grandpop gets 1 out of 3 slices. We each get 1/3 of the whole cake. There are 3 of us, but only 1 is a robot. So 1 out of 3 of us is a robot. What is a fourth? I love apple pie, and this pie has 4 equal slices. You took 1 slice. So you took 1 out of 4 slices, or 1/4 of the slices. 1/4 is also called 1/4. Exactly, Moby. There are 4 quarters in a dollar. So 1/4 is 1/4 of a dollar. I can divide a lot of things into fourths. Like a piece of paper, a cup of water, an inch, or an hour. I think all this sugar is making us sick, Moby. We better cut up the sandwich so everyone can get an equal piece. It's okay, Moby. I've got a slice saved right here. Wait, you're supposed to give me half. I guess you can keep mine.
All right. So we use fractions all the time in everyday life. What I would like for you to do right now is write something you learned from that Annie and Moby video and go and stick it on the learned poster. Moving forward. We're going to watch one more Annie and Moby video. If you'd like to take notes on your 3rd post-it note, you can do so while you watch this more fractions video.
Hey, who ate part of my sandwich? There's only half left. What are fractions? A fraction is a number that shows part of a whole. My sandwich had 2 equal parts. The total number of equal parts goes on the bottom of a fraction. Now, only 1 part of my sandwich is left. I put that number at the top of the fraction. So there's 1 out of 2 equal parts, or 1/2 of my sandwich left. The number on the bottom of a fraction is called the denominator. The number on the top is called the numerator. How do you write fractions? Cool, it's a pizza party. Grandpa made a pizza with mushrooms and peppers. What fraction of the pizza has mushrooms? There are 4 equal slices. So 4 goes on the bottom of the fraction in the denominator. 1 slice has mushrooms, so 1 goes at the top of the fraction in the numerator. 1/4 or 1/4 of the pizza has mushrooms. How many slices have peppers? There are 4 equal slices. So the denominator is 4. Since 3 slices have peppers, the numerator is 3. 3/4 or 3/4 of the pizza has peppers. Mia made a pizza with olives and spinach. What fraction of her pizza has olives? There are 8 equal slices, so the denominator is 8. 3 slices have olives, so the numerator is 3. 3/8 of the pizza has olives. What fraction of the pizza has spinach? There are 8 slices, and 5 of them have spinach. 5/8 of the pizza has spinach. You made a pizza? What fraction of the pizza has paper clips? There are 3 equal slices, so the denominator is 3. All 3 slices have paper clips, so the numerator is 3. 3 out of the 3 slices, or 3/3 of the pizza have paper clips. The whole pizza has paper clips. If you count all the parts of a whole, you get 1 whole. You can use fractions to show 1 whole. Moby, are you really going to eat that? Well, I made a pizza too. My pizza has 6 equal slices, so the denominator is 6. How many slices have paper clips? None. None of the slices have paper clips, so the numerator is 0. 0 out of 6 slices has paper clips. That's a good thing, because I don't want to eat paper clips. How can you show fractions of a set? You can use fractions to show parts of a group. Let's see. What fraction of the fruit are apples? There are 5 pieces of fruit, and 2 of them are apples. So 2/5 of the fruit are apples. Uh-oh. What fraction of the plates is broken? There are 10 plates, and 3 of them are broken. So 3/10 of the plates are broken. Make that 4/10 of the plates are broken. It's okay, Moby. Accidents happen. I wonder who ate half of my sandwich, though. You ate it by accident? Huh? What do you see? Hey, now where's the other half? You ate the whole sandwich by accident?
Silly Moby. Okay, so what you're going to do now is write some other pieces that you learned from that video. Try to include the words numerator and denominator. When you're done, I want you to tiptoe up to the learned poster and add your final learned post-it note. You can pause the video and unpause when you get back to your seat. All right, this would be a good moment to just take a stretch break or stand up, hop up and down about 10 times, something like that. Get your body moving before we move on. Okay, let's just review what you learned. So what is a fraction? A fraction shows equal parts of a whole object or equal parts of a set of objects. So a lot of times when we think about fractions, we think about pizzas or we think about pies and what part of the pizza or pie someone is eating. Okay, so if we look over here at this pizza, we see 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces that are there and 1 missing piece. Okay, so total we have 5 equal pieces. Let's say we're looking at how many pieces are left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces left. So 4 out of 5 slices remain. The amount eaten would then be 1/5 of the pizza. So what's left is 4/5. What is eaten is 1/5. The numerator is how many parts of the whole you're talking about. The denominator is how many equal parts make up the whole. So here we have 5 equal parts that make up the whole pizza, and we have 1 equal part that has been eaten. Now we can also look at fractions in terms of a set of objects. So in this example problem, we see a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 cookies, and the amount in the rectangle is 2. Now all those cookies are the exact same size, so we would say that that is 2 parts out of 4 total cookies. So 2 cookies out of the whole group of cookies, which is 4. If we look at this set of buttons, I see an array here. I see a 5 by 3 array. I know that 5 times 3 is the same thing as 5 plus 5 plus 5, which is 15. So we have 15 total buttons. If we're looking at the amount of gray buttons, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 15ths, or 9 buttons out of the 15 total buttons, are gray. If we're looking at the amount of white buttons, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 out of the 15 buttons are white, or 6/15. Now look at these vocabulary words. Those are important when understanding fractions as well. So we name the fraction based on the denominator. So we would call these 15ths, we would call these fifths, we would call these fourths, we would call these halves. All right, our final review, and this is the most important thing about fractions. They have to have equal parts. So in order to have a fraction, you have to have equal parts. This is an example showing not equal parts. You would be unhappy if this were a delicious chocolate bar and someone only gave you that tiny chunk, right? So we want to make sure that when we are looking at fractions, that they have equal parts. This fraction has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts. So this fraction shows fifths. That is the denominator, the bottom number in the fraction. If I shade 1 orange piece, that would be 1/5. If I shade 2 orange pieces, 2 orange pieces, that would be 2/5. If I shade 3 orange pieces, that would be 3/5. If I shade 4 pieces, 4/5. And if I shade all 5 pieces, that would be 5/5. Now 5/5 is the same as saying 1 whole. 1 whole chocolate bar. So if you've eaten every single piece, you've eaten the entire chocolate bar, the whole bar. Now take a look at these examples over here and talk to yourself quickly. Which ones show equal parts? And how do you know? All right, if you said shape 2 and shape 3, you would be correctamundo. We can see that this one does not show equal parts. This triangle does not show equal parts. Here we have 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Together, those 3/3 make up the 1 whole. Here we have fourths, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. That would equal 4/4 total, or 1 whole. All right. I want you to write down any questions you have about fractions. Yes, I want you to brainstorm at least one question. Okay, maybe you're wondering what a unit fraction is. Maybe you're wondering what a benchmark fraction is. Maybe you're wondering what equivalent fractions are. Come up with a question, write it down, and then go stick it up on the questions poster. All right, once you are done, it's time to show what you know. You are going to go and pick up the blue fraction packet. You may work independently or with a partner. You can choose a good fit spot, but remember the adult has the ability to move you at any point if you are not focused on your learning. When you are done with this blue fraction packet, the packet will require you to grab markers or colored pencils. When you're done with it, there will be an answer key on Seesaw. Check over your answers. Put it in your mailbox. Then you're going to complete the 2 fraction activities on Seesaw. So step 2 are these 2 fraction activities on Seesaw. Write the fraction and fractions and non-fractions. So this one is really looking at equal parts. Okay? Once you are done with those 2 exit tickets for the day, you have the option to either continue looking at the resources on the Unit 5 preview, or if you want a challenge, you can play this equivalent fractions game on Everyday Math. Now this requires you to look at the pictures to see if you can come up with 2 fractions that show the same amount. Okay, so really look at the circles if you decide to play that game. Let me show you one example. 4/4 is equal to or covers the same amount of space in the circle as 2/2, which really those both represent 1 whole. Okay, none of the other example cards on here are matches. All right, that is it. Once you are done with this, it will be time for Read to Self. Thank you, thank you.